President of Zimbabwe, the chair of the Zimbabwe Election Commission, opposition candidates and parties, civil society groups, journalists, other international observers, and representatives of the EU member states, the ambassadors, but also this morning with the churches, which also I have learned will have 1,100 observers in the field. These elections are a critical test of Zimbabwe's reform process. We will see with a lot of hope. The EU wishes to accompany Zimbabwe in its transition to satisfy the legitimate expectations of the Zimbabwean people and standards ready to engage further if the appropriate conditions are met. Elections are, in this regard, an essential step in a long and challenging reform process. And I believe also that such a reform process might change the attitude towards Zimbabwe, and we want to be helpful that this is possible, especially also for questions like sanctions, for questions like investments in this country, questions of make it possible that Zimbabwe overcomes some serious economic problems, which is partly interconnected. And therefore, we hope that this reform process, including the elections, will be successful. Given the context of past contentious elections, great efforts need to be made to ensure public and political confidence in the 218 polls. In this regard, enhanced transparency, inclusivity, confidence in the integrity of the voter roll, the peaceful conduct of the polls, and an environment whereby voters are truly able to express their will and cast a vote in secret are imperative. Therefore, we have also discussed rumors about the ballot paper and other questions, which is at the moment quite clearly here. My feeling is that the citizens see these elections with much more positive attitude than it was in the past, but it must be clarified that the security and also the credibility of the reform process is seen also in this process from the very beginning. Free and fair elections are not only decided on election day, they are decided also in the weeks before. When it comes to the feeling of fairness for the opposition, when it comes to the situation that, for example, what is media access and such questions. We all assess the legal framework, the performance of the election administration, voter registration, candidate nominations, campaign activities, respect for fundamental and the counting and transmission of results in the period after the polls. If a second round of voting is required, the mission will remain in Zimbabwe also for this. During my visit, I have listened to my interlocutors and heard their perspectives and concerns, as the mission will continue to do this over the coming weeks up to an end beyond election day to ensure we are in a position to later offer an informed and impartial assessment. At this stage, I do not want to start offering assessments on individual aspects of the process, as it would be premature for me to do so. But I feel it is important to stress that in addition to the technical management of the process, great efforts need to be made to ensure transparency, inclusivity, enhancing the confidence of all stakeholders, the credibility of the preparation. Because this has a history of several decades, that is especially needed to create this feeling of credibility. And a lot of efforts has to be done to achieve that. At the end of the day, elections we are both technical and a political exercise. To the confidence and trust of political stakeholders needs to be an important consideration. The creation of a brand new biometric voter roll for the elections is welcome. This has been a major effort by the SEC. However, I understand that a number of contentious issues related to the roll have been evident, including the process for sharing the roll. We look forward to hearing the results of the CSO voters roll audit audits and currently being undertaken, and hope that SEC will be in the position to ensure the list is as accurate and inclusive as possible for election day, with any anomalies addressed. The political campaign is in full swing. I was sad to hear of the 23rd June attack, the presidential rally in Bulawayo. And my thoughts are with all those affected. There is no place for violence in an election. More generally, it is clear that all parties have been able to hold rallies and keep voters across the country, which is promising. We hope the campaign can continue in this manner and with the absence of inter- or intra-party violence. We will continue to follow this, and we will assess in campaign freedoms, the use of state resources, any violent incidents, and also if media, and notably state media, provide fair and balanced coverage or not. The Election Observation Mission has not been present for an election in Zimbabwe since 2002, as I said in the beginning. However, it is clear that elections in the country have often been a source of dispute and even conflict. As such, there is a low level of trust, and ordinary people are vulnerable to being unduly influenced or coerced. I would like to see all responsible institutions and local leaders assure the people of Zimbabwe that they are able to express their will in a secret vote on the 30th of July without coercion or fear of recrimination. What I want to stress here is that in making our assessment, we will consider the environment and context for the elections alongside the process in and around election day. As I mentioned at the outset, these elections are a critical test of Zimbabwe's reform process. New Election Observation Mission will undertake its duties in order to offer an impartial and informed assessment after election day. In the meantime, we hope that the presence of EU observers can be a source of support for the conduct of credible elections and a feeling for the voters that it's safe to vote for the candidate they like most. Thank you very much.
We are taking now some questions. Please introduce yourself by name and the media outlet you work for. So, where do we have? Are there any questions? No questions? Okay, well, we have a question over here. Can we get a microphone to the lady? Thank you.
How many times Al Jazeera English? Some opposition parties have said that they have seen the military in the rural areas. Have any people on the ground seen that? Can they confirm that, or can they deny it?
Thank you, Matt, for this question. I've heard the statement by the military, I think 2 days ago, and where they said that they will conduct their position in a way that is following the Constitution, and that they would accept the outcome of the elections. And because we know what happened in the past, especially in the rural area, we hope that there is not a way of presence of military and others which does not give the feeling to the people that they have a right for a free and secret ballot. And this, therefore, I hope that this atmosphere, which is better now than it was in the past, will not be destroyed in the last weeks with the wrong impression of influence.
Next question? No next question, so... Well then... okay, last.
My name is...
can we have a microphone down? Thank you.
My name is Costa from 263. I just want to understand if you have come across the military's position that they are going to assist ZEC, Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, in offering transport to them, given the background, what they've been transpiring before, and the military intervening through offering transport in terms of transporting ballot papers or any other electoral material. What's the position of the EU? What's your take on this, given the position that we are going to enforce the free and fair election?
I think it's important for the credibility of the whole process that there is not even the feeling that disputable mechanism might be used. And therefore, I think if the military, for example, will transport that, then I think some parties, some candidates would be nervous about that because of the history. And here we have to find out a way where, who takes responsibility for the transports, where will be the storage of ballot papers and all that stuff, which is important that there's a minimum feeling of a situation where people might believe that some wrongdoings are on the way. So cannot say in the technical ways how what should be done. This is the responsibility of the SEC. By my advice is to do nothing which will lead to a situation of a lack of credibility of the process.
We have one question here.
Good morning. My name is Violet Gwanda. I'm an independent journalist. Nelson Chamisa has said that ZEC chair, Chikumba, is not an independent or is not an independent referee, and that they are going to send an envoy to SADC and also to the international community to intervene. In your discussions with the MDC Alliance, has this come up, and if so, what's your response to this?
I have learned, also in a discussion with the President, but also with others, that the credibility of the election process is important for the future reform process of the country, and that is also important again for the future relationship to the outside world and all the interest Zimbabwe has, political and economic. Therefore, it's my advice that also SEC, which has now another president, should be do a lot to get this credibility that they're doing impartially this technical work. It's a technical work which might be misused. It's a possibility, as we have seen in the past. And if this is done in a way which becomes really public, and that would stop the credibility of the outcome of these elections. And therefore, we will observe very much that this process. I've learned on discussion came just from the head of the SEC. He's a very able lawyer, and I've learned that she knows very much the law and sticks to the law. And I hope that this will be used also in a way that this lack of credibility does not arise. That is my advice, that we don't supposed to do final judgment that will take about the whole process.
So we take one more question over there.
Okay, my name is Daniel from Open Pali ZW. My question is, the opposition, they say they want to observe or to monitor printing of ballot papers. So my question, you guys have been observing elections in a number of countries. Have you come across such an issue? And if you have, can you give us examples of the countries?
That examples, my deputy is much more able because he has observed hundreds of elections, not just so many, and so that he knows what is going on in other countries comparable. I would ask him to answer that, but I believe that this is one of the difficult situations, and I believe that so fast as possible certain informations which have to be given anyway about the number of printed ballot sheets, the design of it, should be published so fast as possible. Then we have to see to the further contract to control is the way the ballot sheets until election day and all that. My advice is to be, after it failed, because of reasons I have not yet totally understood, to be polite, they should use the chance to have not openness for incredibility.
I mean, as Mr. Brock has said, I mean, for us what is critical is the credibility and confidence in the process. And the election observers will always quote the importance of inclusivity and transparency in that regard. And so issues such as observation of the printing of ballot papers, observation of the storage of ballot papers, comes up in quite a lot of elections. Some countries provide for it, some countries don't. Well, what we've discovered in different places is that when such access is provided, it can enhance confidence and can enhance transparency and credibility, which is why we're fully in favour of it. Our observers went along to the event to observe the printing of the ballot papers, and so we're aware of the opposition's sort of concerns with that event, because it wasn't quite as we expected either. So we encourage as much inclusivity and transparency as possible, including particularly around sensitive issues such as the ballot paper.
Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Our next press conference will be about 2 days after Election Day, when we present our preliminary statement. You will find our press release outside together with some coffee, tea, and sandwiches. Thank you very much.
Vamos cumplir singai volume.
Ja. Thank you.
Mark, sorry to interrupt. Those for me.